and welcome to Bullet Bill's Big 3! I'm your host Baron Marf, and I'm joined as always by the legend himself, the man of the hour, the compadre that is one and only Angry Link. How you doing, buddy?
Surprised we're already at episode 6.
Yeah, flying through.
Of the reboot, or the refresh, I don't know how we'd...
refresh, yeah?
Yeah, don't do that.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's surprising. It's just time flies.
Yeah.
I was going to say time flies when you're having fun, but then I just can't help but think how fucking fast would it have gone?
Yeah, imagine that. But yeah, no, it's cool, man. We've been cutting through them, loving hitting the news, loving the bounties actually. And talking of bounties, first bounty of the week, what you got?
Well, we've obviously E3 started yesterday evening or morning, depends on which time zone you're in. But obviously EA had their press conference. They decided to do it on the Saturday, so as to avoid everybody else's kerfuffle, because it pretty much starts tonight. Obviously Microsoft as well, I think, are doing theirs. I think Bethesda's is tonight as well. But yeah, so obviously back to the point in question, they've announced some new bits and bobs. One of them being BioWare's previously codenamed Dylan is now got the full title of Anthem. So that was announced. Cool. They've shown off a CG trailer, which doesn't show anything, really. There's no gameplay or nothing like that.
Have you got any idea what sort of game this is?
Not really. It's sort of an action-adventure game. It's made by BioWare, so expect branching storylines and maybe dialogue trees.
But the crux of it is at the moment they've advertised that they can make some CGI.
Yeah, well, it is going to be shown off in Microsoft's press conference later today. So we'll actually see some gameplay.
Cool.
But yeah, so I mean, it looks interesting. From what I've read of it, it's an action-adventure title. I think this is EA's sort of take on the Destiny kind of game with a game as a service and a long-running, non-yearly update thing. So,
okay.
Saves them on development costs. So, I mean, it's good that it's been announced and we know a rough sort of release, which has got a nice generic term of fiscal year 2019.
Oh,
so
good.
That's basically anything from April 2018 onwards to April 2019, or whatever their fiscal year starts at.
Who knows? Yeah, exactly.
But you know, it could be interesting. We'll find obviously out some more a bit later in the evening.
What do you think of the name Anthem?
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Just the name. I don't put a whole much truck with that kind of stuff.
Well, I always try and read into the name as to what they're trying to say about the game. There's usually something like, haha, yes, it's all about hitting the anthem rhythm because it's a music-based game.
Yeah.
Haha, yeah.
I don't know. And again, with such scant details, it's difficult to sort of place as to why.
They just stamped a nice generic word on it, anthem, that it gets up.
It is. It's almost like they said, right, Activision, they've got Destiny. That's good. It's got a gravitas behind it because it brings thoughts of this is your destiny. You can forge your destiny. Blah blah blah.
What is your destiny?
Exactly. But Anthem, I don't know. All I can think is Creamfields, and it's some house tune from the 90s.
It's basically nothing more than just a...
I'm half expecting, who's that douchebag? Judge Jules.
Judge Jules, yeah.
Good old Judge Jules on BBC Radio 1 every fucking Saturday. Ready for your Saturday anthems? Fuck off, Judge.
Yeah, no, we're not.
Off. No. So it could be exciting. It's a case of watch this space for a few hours later. Obviously, because by the time we're obviously going out online, it will probably be starting. So you might.
So quickly turn this shit off
and go watch the
Go look at it. Yeah.
Go look at the press conference. But looking forward to seeing some gameplay. Hopefully, it's not as disappointing as Andromeda. Because that has bombed, and there's been some great stories coming out this week about everyone shitting on it, and like internal staff that want to remain anonymous because I'm assuming they're still at BioWare Montreal or Edmonton, which I can't remember which studio took care of it. But yeah, it was just a convoluted mess from the start. Really, it's like we're using the Frostbite engine, and everyone's like, but this is not really built for this kind of game, right? So you mean we've got to build loads more shit? Yeah. Right. Crap.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. It's janky game. Very, very janky game.
But how about yourself? What's your bounty for this week?
Bounty's got to be a little interview actually with done by Polygon with a gentleman called Alex Kipman. He's one of the technical gurus over at Microsoft, and he's basically he made quite a telling statement about a couple aspects of how they're looking at VR, and the crux of it was, don't expect to see VR on any of the Xbox consoles at E3. Forget Xbox One, forget Scorpio, they're not doing it. They're focused on Windows mixed reality.
Yeah, obviously just to sort of footnote they've also trademarked direct reality this week, so that may have some
bearings on what they're going to sort of announce or talk more about for mixed reality on PCs.
I mean, it's a bit of a surprise that they won't be showing off VR, because I mean, we've sort of not rumoured, but it's been vaunted that that's one of the reasons why they needed to push out the Scorpio, was because just to have the power to run VR on a parity level with PC.
Yeah, I think the main thing is for me, if they did VR at the same time as Scorpio, the Scorpio is going to be expensive.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you're talking well over £1,000 then, aren't you?
So the VR is going to be expensive as well, and also the other. Well, to quote Mr. Kipman, basically he said, "Given the efforts that we have underway on Windows for mixed reality, and our belief that console VR should be wireless." Which I absolutely love, is the fact that they've gone, no, we have to do this wireless. Right now, we are focused on developing mixed reality experiences for the PC, not the console. So, blatantly not working on the console, but I do like that line in the sand that they go, no, this has got to be wireless.
Yeah. I mean, I know obviously a few manufacturers out there, because obviously Microsoft have gone a different route than Sony, whereas Sony's making and manufacturing their own unit. And that's it. That's the one unit that will run.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Microsoft are taking a different approach, that they're allowing third parties to make their own.
Exactly,
so, more of an Android-esque kind of scenario.
Acer, all those lot, yeah.
Yeah, Acer. I know HP have got one, because we talked about that a few weeks ago when they had their developers stuff going on.
You've got the Steam.
Vive, Steam and HTC. Obviously, Oculus. So I can see Microsoft going, if you've got a VR headset, as long as it's within this spec or it's from this range, we're good to go. And a very surprising move from Microsoft, because normally it's just like, oh yeah, you bought that £300 headset for your Xbox 360. Yeah, it's not going to work for the Xbox One. You have to spend another £300. So I'm really shocked at that.
The thing is I mean, I'm glad they've sort of said beforehand, so we haven't got any sort of false expectations, and we're all like, wait for it. The show's ended.
What? What's the VR?
What's happening? So I'm glad they've sort of come out from that point of view. I also noticed that in a lot of the media stuff they're doing for the Scorpio, they're mostly just bashing on how it's dicking the PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
It's like, the 6 is greater than 4 thing, and which was found on one of their little adverts on a...
Oh yeah, there's loads of little
tent,
Easter eggs and hidden bits
6
in the trailers.
teraflops, over 4. And the other one that they've recently just announced is that they're actually releasing a bit more of the GDDR.
Oh yeah, they're releasing the RAM, so it was going to only be 8 gig available, but it's bumped up to 9.
Yeah.
So
they are flexing, aren't they?
Well, expect the OS to run sluggishly again.
Right on. So yeah, I mean, all in all, it's good. Is it disappointing? I don't know. I think I'm quite happy with this.
Like you were saying just now, though, it's good that they've got out in front of it. I mean, we've seen over the last year, 18 months, what happens when you let rumours get out of hand, the massive amounts of disappointment that you get from customers and loyal fans. We've seen Blizzard, whenever a problem's been hit in Overwatch, they've got in front of a camera or got in front of a journalist and someone with a pen and paper that can write down their words, and they've say, here's what's going on, and they've at least tried to alleviate some of the issues or concerns. But they've actually come out and spoken to people, and that, I think, is the best thing that they've done with it. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's good they're communicating with their sort of customer base about what the plan is, but I also think it's quite positive that they're actually taking their time. It's a real moving market at the moment. Things like augmented reality. Recently, we've heard that Apple's now folding it into their sort of
iOS 11. Yeah, they've seen the AR toolkit popping up and some random bits and bobs people have been making.
Well, quite a lot of toolkits like Metal working or Metal 2, all these other things. So there's lots and lots going on, and it's still very much a sort of a moving feast. And I like to see Microsoft sort of actually say, no, do you know what, we're going to step back, we're going to get this big boy out, and then we're going to implement it when we've got a bit more of a handle on it, technology settled down.
Yeah, look at the going back to like the 360 and the PS3. Look at the Blu-ray HD DVD. Microsoft were like, yeah, we'll back this. We'll throw all of our might behind it, and we'll get it to stick. And then the porn industry said, nah, we're going with Blu-ray.
Yeah, and that kind of killed it.
And literally, whatever porn goes with, that's why VR is going to take off. Porn's behind it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the fact is, I was going through, obviously reading a story about some VR stuff, and one of the recommended stories was the best VR porn accessories available on market today.
Nice touch.
So, I'm
probably
thinking...
Probably nice touch.
Nice touch, yeah. So I'm expecting, glorified fucking web-based fleshlights and whatnot.
Amazing.
So, but it's clearly here to stay. It's just a case of whether it's going to stay as a gimmick, which it is at the moment for me, or whether it's actually going to become a valid gameplay tool. The same way that touchscreens have now. Whereas everyone, when the DS first came out, it's just gimmicky, tacked on shit, blah blah blah. No, now it's actually come to the forefront.
I think with VR it's going to be one of these things which is literally going to find its niche, like touchscreen has. So there's some instances where you don't want it, you want an actual proper controller.
Yeah.
But then in other instances you can go, actually no, touchscreen works absolutely fine for this rhythm-based game or whatever.
Like you say, Elite Beat Agents would never work on a controller.
Exactly.
You could get it to work, but it would be clunky, it'd feel boring and shit.
Yeah, but it's a lot more interactive with the touchscreen, and I think the VR will go exactly the same way. But I don't think it's found that niche yet.
No, it's still very much, like you say, in its infancy. I'd say maybe 3 or 4 years for developers to really get to grips with it, what they can get away with, some of the design mechanics, because it's always the same way that look at COD. The first Call of Duty was the first-person shooter to have look-down sight, and now that's a standard. If your first-person shooter hasn't got look-down sight in it, you're instantly disregarded. Yeah,
and I think the other thing which Microsoft have got to sort of take with a pinch of salt and sort of slowly move their way forward on is they're making a bold statement. They're saying it has to be wireless.
Yeah.
To blow that sort of data wirelessly from a console to a headset or whatever, that's no small feat. That's quite a lot of data.
The latency issues is obviously the main one.
I mean, you see that in sort of iPhones with sort of Apple CarPlay and stuff like that. If you aren't plugging it in, and if it isn't blowing data via the port, it can't sort of stream mapping information.
Because the funny thing is, though, isn't it? It's not that it's streaming it that 8 inches from your phone to your dashboard. It's the fact that it's streaming it 800 fucking kilometers into the air and then back down. It
seems to be fine going from a server to a satellite to my phone, but not from my phone to the dashboard.
No, that's it, which is a mere inches away.
Yeah, so, there's obviously a great amount of expense around technology to blow that sort of data from one point to another, and maybe they're just waiting for that to become more affordable.
Well, I think it's as Wi-Fi and Bluetooth improves, obviously the data ranges and the data bandwidth that they can handle now, because they're now talking about Bluetooth 4 finally lag-free and no dropouts on wireless headphones, which is why Apple's finally gone with it. Because I think it's always been in the plan is to drop the headphone jack from phones, because that's 30 cents saved per unit. Mm-hmm. But it was just a case of the technology wasn't there to catch up, and I think it would be the same with like you say, wireless headsets, because again, some of the big players in the market have already turned around. I know Vive, basically HTC have turned around. I think they're working on a wireless pack, so you can actually attach it to the Vive, I think. Or they might just be working on a wireless Vive headset. Yeah, but this is the thing, we're now starting to dress ourselves up like something out of that new Surge game, It's like, yeah. Anyway, look, so there we go, there's our second bounty of the week, and now we're moving on to the bonus bounty section, where, can you believe it, this week... You finally got a win. Yeah, and I'm taking it. And this week's bonus bounty is Battlefront 2... had some footage leaked just before their conference. So the EA Play conference, which no more than a meagre hour beforehand, Battlefront's multiplayer with the likes of Boba Fett and Darth Maul and Rey splooged onto the internet, into the interweb, and was sat there being watched 15 minutes worth of gameplay. So what... They didn't get to pitch it. They didn't get to say, here it is. Yeah, that's it. It's one of those... I mean, to be honest, I think they've done a really good job keeping it under wraps as long as they have. Yeah, they probably paid a lot of people off. Well, it's one of those, isn't it? it's like, right, we can keep this secure. This is within our area of concern. We can look after it and lock it down. Now we've got to give it to someone to set it up for the conference.
Exactly.
And it's some dude that's working in the projection room or whatever. It's like, no. Hey Jeff, check this shit out. I'll forward you an email.
Post, bang, viral, smash. But an hour beforehand, stumbling at the hurdles. All joking aside though, folks, the actual video footage was amazing. It looks really good.
Multiplayer reveal, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah. So we saw the likes of Darth Maul with his dual red lightsaber just absolutely settling it, and some of the effects, when you see the sword either sort of hitting a stormtrooper or the sparks, the
particle physics,
and also the sort of the steam where it's like through stuff. Yeah, very very.
But
cool.
That's running on a massive gaming rig,
super massive top end.
That's probably got
PC.
more value of graphics card in it than your car.
Exactly, yeah.
So I take those kind of visuals with a pinch of salt.
That's amazing.
We might see them on Scorpio, but probably not.
Yeah, most likely not.
No.
Yeah.
It runs 4K though, but it's really shit. It's just 4K of shit.
I can see a lot clearer how poorly you've done this. Yeah. Usual sort of things though, usual movesets, buttons mapped to each side, they're timed, you hit it once and it's got a reclock.
Yeah, recooldowns.
But I saw some amazing gameplay, like Boba Fett just floating around in the middle of this building, this fancy sort of royal looking palace, just smoking people out with tri shots. Yeah, it was just smoking 3 try shots into a group of people and get multiple kills. I was like, that looks amazing.
Well, they have seemed to have picked up on the shortfalls from the first one. Because obviously they announced that all of the DLC will be free.
So, and obviously we're actually getting some storyline as well.
And in a fucking industry-shaking fucking moment...
Wait for it.
There is no season pass for an EA game. No season pass.
But, to counter that, there are
obviously microtransactions.
But
the good thing is
that's micro.
That's a choice. I don't have to buy those to play it.
True.
Whereas, I want to play the Death Star one. Have you got £8? No. Then tough shit.
Jog on.
So at least that's it. I think that's a paradigm shift we're seeing now with big games. If they want it to last a year, then they've thought because only X percentage of people go out and buy the season pass straight away and actually continue to play it out that year. Most people are like, no, I'll play it for a few months and I'll see if I want to get the season pass. Like me, that I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna be fucking coming back in 12 months going, I can finally play that new level that I was promised a year ago.
So with Battlefront 2 getting their shit together, does this now appeal to you a little bit? Because I know you never sort of really dove into the previous one.
It's multiplayer only. I just can't be asked for that.
So a bit of single player co-op.
I could be tempted into it. I don't know. I'll have to see how it pans out, see what it's like first. But
a bit of Star Wars action. So for me, the one thing I will say is as a game, it's okay. It's a simplistic,
solid enough game.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything groundbreaking, but it does allow that competitive edge. And yes, it is all multiplayer based, really. But what I would say about it is that there is something about running around with a weapon that is from that movie and it making the noise and it hitting them and people doing the whole sort of hit and sort of Wilhelm scream as they fall. There's something where you just go, this is Star Wars, this is Star Wars.
I mean,
geek out on it,
The one thing that you can say firmly about the Star Wars Battlefront game that DICE made is they have put an enormous amount of detail and effort into getting that detail and getting things so they're right.
When you hear an X-Wing fly past your head or a TIE fighter, it's
the sound.
The sound, yeah.
I mean, the fact is they both handle exactly the same is the problem, but,
we won't worry about that.
That's
Frostbite, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Cool, so there we go. That's the bonus bounty. I won't look at what the scores were.
It's for free now.
Yes, it is.
But.
So, round up. So we're going to hit up the bonus bounty board, see what's left.
Well, obviously the commiseratory, if I can say that right without sounding like I'm drunk.
Do you want to try one more time?
No, I don't.
Okay.
So commiserations. Okay, for that one.
Nice touch.
To A Way Out. Obviously, this is another EA game announced yesterday. This is from the new studio of the creator of Brothers, which was that random co-op control both characters at the same
time. With both analogues, yeah.
That was really great and fun to play until it got confusing, and I stopped playing it. But he's got this new game out from his new studio called A Way Out, which is describing it as a Prison Break game. So it's not Prison Break the game.
No, it's a breaking out prison game.
But it's a couch co-op game, but it can be played online. It's obviously come to clarify later on, which features two protagonists obviously trying to make their way out of prison. But the interesting thing is it's both split screen, and they always run. So you can see exactly what's going on with your co-op partners, and he can see what's going on with yours. You could be in a cutscene, he's still carrying on doing what he needs to do.
Nice.
So there's a video that you popped out, obviously the gameplay reveal, as well as the reveal trailer. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff there, and it looks fairly caught my eye. But
that's caught my interest just by the description alone. Because don't get me wrong, I like Brothers, but the only thing I found was at one point or another,
you'd forget about one of them.
You're doing one or the other.
Yeah.
You're never doing. You can get them lined up at the bottom of the screen and both and press forward on both, and they can both move at the same time. But one's got to move around something, the other one could be rolling around in flames, and you wouldn't give a fuck. You're like,
I've got round it. Oh, he's gone off the cliff again. I'll have to go fish him out.
But no, that idea of sort of like, working together as a team, knowing what the other person's doing. I like the idea of actually breaking out of a prison. Maybe here I put something in your mashed potato. Oh my god, is his penis? No, but I like that idea of the game.
What, having mashed potato penises?
Yeah, yummy. I fashioned myself a key out of mashed potato.
That's not a key. Well, it'll unlock something. So yeah, that's due out some point next year.
Okay.
So again, I no doubt we'll hear some more trickles of information over the next sort of week with E3 sort of about to explode onto our news feeds.
Sweet.
But I suppose it's a case of moving on with the rest of the roundup. The GTA Online gun running update has got announced and a release date, and that drops on the 13th of June. So
cool.
That's next week.
Can't wait.
Assassin's Creed Origins has leaked again.
Wait, it's already leaked?
Yeah, I know. This has got more leaks than bloody fucking holy bucket that Delilah was trying to carry.
And this, honestly... are they still saying that it's not confirmed yet? Are they still going, I can't say there's this game?
I did see a really funny article on GameSpot earlier, which was obviously all the confirmed games from Ubisoft for E3 2017.
Right.
So confirmed by Ubisoft is what I got from that. Top of the list, Assassin's Creed Origins. Open bracket, rumoured, close bracket. So obviously the first thing I thought, well, that's not confirmed then, is it, guys?
Well, not only is it not confirmed, but the fact that they've added it to their list saying that we're rumouring this.
It's almost like it's rumoured, wink.
Yeah. So just stop fanning around.
Just like they did with Far Cry 5. Like they kind of everyone knew it was coming out, they knew it was in Montana, and they kind of said, okay, fuck it.
Yeah.
Have them on. Here's Far Cry, here's a picture. There's the crazy bad guy that you're going to have to fight. Yes, they're weirdo.
Do you know what it is? Right now, there'll be somebody working in the marketing department for Assassin's Creed Origin frantically sketching a poster, being like, we need an announcement poster. Go,
well, it's not. It's not that he's trying to do an announcement poster. It's how can we sell this as it was supposed to happen that way?
Yeah.
But yeah, no real surprise that Assassin's Creed is leaked again, but this time from pre-order bonus cards.
I just don't care.
I did see an interesting one though, via Famitsu, which is obviously the Japanese gaming bible.
Yeah.
City Shrouded in Shadow. It's a game which you're obviously as a human player in a city that is being overrun by kaiju, sort of Godzilla, Mothra, Ultraman, that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Obviously, it's only announced for Japan for this autumn, but with
for this autumn, so this thing's ready to go.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Obviously, the only thing that they've announced is that they've got licensed kaiju. That was the big announcement.
Right.
But it's being published by Bandai Namco, so we might get a chance that it could come west.
Yeah.
But again,
probably have Hihachi in there rambling around the city.
The good thing is though, because it's PS4 region free. Unless they physically lock the game themselves. So here's hoping that if it doesn't release over here, then that we can at least try and fumble our way through scores of Japanese text.
I can't wait to find out more about this game, because I love the idea of like my job is to like run around the city going,
yeah, you're basically
it's all falling.
It's Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla.
That's you. Yeah,
amazing.
So I don't know how it's going to pan out. Whether it's going to be like that was that disaster game, wasn't it, where you had all your health and you had to keep water and all of this shit. I Am Alive.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to be like, people who made Disaster Report, that's who's making it.
I Am Godzilla Poop.
Yes. So it looks fairly interesting.
Cool.
But best story for me of the week, though, Cyberpunk 2077 assets have been stolen and held to ransom. So CD Projekt Red, in a brilliant response, has gone full Mel Gibson, like out of ransom, and just said, "You ain't getting shit." So they're not going to be held ransom for these assets. So they basically got out in front of it and said, "You might see some Cyberpunk 2077 stuff popping out of the woodwork in a minute." So,
well, I'm glad they've done that, but so first things first, they should have just gone fully like Taken the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a unique set of skills.
No, I like the Mel Gibson ransom one, because like just put the stack of money that they wanted on the table in front of him. See this? You'll never see a fucking penny. I don't give a shit. Put the stuff out. I don't care. We'll have showed it off eventually anyway. Nah, suck my dick.
But funny enough, Mel wasn't the same when it came down to his drunk wife beating audio.
I was going to
tape.
say, I have on my little notes that I've got written. They went full Mel Gibson minus the anti-Semitism.
Yeah, he did.
So thankfully.
Nothing quite like Mel getting drunk and anti-Semitic.
And calling someone sugar tits.
Yeah, sugar tits.
So calm down, sugar tits. I'm famous.
Yeah, settle down. So, I mean, cool that CD Projekt Red have sort of like taken the stance and said, "Fuck you, buddy, we ain't doing nothing." But, shame that they're having to battle this stuff. I really like CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
I just love their approach with The Witcher, all that sort of stuff. They were brilliant.
It's just the way that they've generally said, "Nah, we think this is wrong. We could quite happily and we could quite easily do that because it's the industry practice and it's the standard, but we don't because we think it's wrong, so we're going to stick to our guns." And plus the fact that CD Projekt Red was basically formed out of piracy. But that's another story altogether.
For another day.
So moving on, Battlefield 1, yes, some more maps. Obviously they've moved to the monthly updates now. So
can you pronounce the name of this new map? Because I can't.
I didn't even write it down.
So
I've just written new Battlefield.
It'd
be Nuve,
something. It begins with an N, right?
I'm guessing it's NUEVVE.
That's the kind of information you get right here.
That hard-hitting, gritty,
hardcore,
researched,
bullet bills, bam, roundup news straight at you. There's some new maps, and we don't know what they're called.
But there's Russians.
Yeah, so
check it out.
Get out there and be a Russian and shoot someone.
And a surprise trailer dropped as well this week. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Finally, so everyone's been like screaming about Kingdom Hearts 3 for ages because we've lived through every 0.8 beta alpha EX version of 2 there is. So 3...
It's just basically some more ultimate trolling from Square Enix because they've dropped the trailer, they've showed off a new area.
Yeah.
And they've still not announced anything close to even a fiscal year release date.
Come on, man. So they've not even given us when it's coming out?
No, not even a hint. Or even just a sort of an optimistic signpost.
Here's a crazy thing. I don't play Kingdom Hearts games. I played like 2 of them, right? But I don't really follow them. But I'm so bored of looking at the names come up. It's like 2.78x
it's
alpha.
the 2.8
Is that the last one, or is that a new one?
Is that the?
How long has that been out for?
The DS one?
Is that
the PSP one?
Is this DLC?
Yeah. It's a confusing mess.
Is it a beta?
Yeah, I don't. I tried to, because a friend of mine, she really loves the Kingdom Hearts game. She's a massive Disney fan, so it's going to appeal. And I was looking through like the trilogy, well, not trilogy, but the whole of how many there are, and trying to piece together, and then trying to work out which one of those is on 2.8 HD. No, I give up. I just like, do you know what?
Fuck it.
I can't be bothered. I'm never going to play them. I couldn't give a shit. But the ultimate one.
Oh no! Oh man! Did I?
But to be honest, we called this about a year ago.
We did call it, but I did feel for you when it happened because I know this is on your hit list.
Shenmue 3 delayed till 2018 in a surprise to no one.
Yeah.
When they told the world that we're finally entering full production in December of 2016.
We'll see you in a year's time.
Yeah, we'll be ready
with a game. Promise. And you and I sat there and went.
We basically looked at each other. 2018? Yeah, 2018.
Yeah.
Probably 2019.
Will you see there? will we fuck? You know, that ain't gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
So then, Mark, is it HD remasters at the presser for Sony this year, like they did with Shenmue 3 last year?
I think.
Or wait a minute, the Kickstarter pitch for the HD remasters.
Oh, nice touch. Hey, so we've already taken your money and we're working on that. In between,
can we take some more of your money? Just gauge how many people want it.
Just to try and preempt you to buy our other shit by you paying for this other shit that we're just going to run through something and not do any decent work on actually reworking in any way or coming up with some new designs. I hate shitty remakes.
I will say though, if this delay does give me the HD remasters, I'm all for it.
You're down.
Yeah, totally. I don't want to have to go and buy an Xbox or get a fucking Dolphin emulator or Dreamcast emulator for my PC to go and fucking play them. Or buy a Dreamcast.
Yeah, let's be honest. But you're just not going to play them, are you? You just wouldn't play them if they weren't available as a HD remake. You're just going to wait for.
Well, it does sort of fall back on the news that only 2% of people use the Xbox 360 compatibility on the Xbox Ones.
Brutal.
Apparently so.
I must admit, I just want it to run the game. I hate the fact that it runs a virtual console. I hate to say it, I'm sorry.
It's again though, you're going from a unique machine that was built for
no,
that,
I understand. I understand that there's a requirement
PC.
to do it. It's just more the fact that I'm just like, it's just the time it takes to load.
They should just do like they did with when DVDs were killing off VHSs, shouldn't they? And just have an Xbox, just Xbox 360 and an Xbox One. So you've got your two disc drives, one on top of each other. Basically, you could just take the Xbox One, put an Xbox 360, gaffer tape it together. Bob's your uncle.
I liked it when the Wii started swallowing like cube discs, so you get this like little small disc and you just feed it into this huge slot. It's like, whoa! It's like, yeah, I'm playing Nintendo. It's amazing. Right, on that note, we've got to wrap this shit up because this is once again gone into ludicrous land, and there we are. So, as always, Link, I would say another fun-filled and fully developed news.
Someone lacking in research.
Big three this week. Any final thoughts from you?
Bring on E3.
Yeah, it begins now, doesn't it?
It certainly does. A few hours.
Wow, well, exciting times. Might change it up next week. Right, folks, if you like what you heard, you know what to do. Show some love. Give us the ad down below. You know what to do. From Angry Link, it's...
Adios.
And from me, it's peace.